Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where I draft too many colors and try to get away with it. And today we're doing something very special, a Murders at Karlov Manor draft. I have a lot of fond memories of this draft set. I think it's actually when Paul Cheon started posting draft videos again. And I really don't remember what the cards are very well, but I played a lot of it. So I have some pretty strong opinions about what was good and what was not so good. And I'm going to be trying to remember what the cards do right along with you, but hopefully it'll bring up a lot of memories of what actually I should be playing. I think Collect the Dots was not a playable card. When a creature you control attacks, exile the top card of your library face down, discard your hand, sack this enchantment, put all the cards into their owners, get all those cards into your hand. Okay, well, that's not a playable card. The thing about this era of Magic is it was really run by like 2-drops, especially cards that make multiple pieces of cardboard. Spot removal was not very good. Anything that does not play to the board was not good. You don't want to be doing like incremental card advantage, hand disruption. You want to be playing like a 2/2 that makes a 1/1, that kind of a thing. So one card that is amazing is Killer Among Us. It took people a while to cotton on to this card, but I loved it from the beginning. You make 3 different cards. You secretly choose which of those cards is going to have the special bonus. And then at a certain point, you can sacrifice this and reveal the type you chose and give an attacker of that type 3+1/+1 counters and death touch. So they basically have to guess which one they can block and which ones they can't block. And if they block the wrong one, they get blown out. Massacre Girl is a bonkers card. There are 2 bonkers cards here. First of all, Massacre Girl is nice. It is a 4/4 without an enters the battlefield effect or ward or hexproof, which tends to be pretty weak. The thing is, though, it kind of does have an enters the battlefield effect because the moment your creatures get Wither, they become really hard to block. So if you play this and then attack, it's immediately making a difference. You do need to be in an assertive deck, though, with Massacre Girl. But consider Massacre Girl plus Killer Among Us. All of your 1/1s are going to give -1/-1 counters. And then it also can make you draw cards, right? So that's almost an enters ability as well. This card was good. It had a specific deck that I can talk about later, but Detective Satchel is amazing. This Detective Satchel turns clue tokens, which are a major thing in this set, into actual 1/1 flyers. So Detective Satchel is amazing. It's a win condition entirely on its own, but I think we'll take the single colored card. Furtive Courier can't be blocked as long as you sack an artifact, and when it attacks, you loot. It's pretty good. It's not like amazing. Don't think this card is amazing. I also think Neighborhood Guardian was really good, actually. This card was kind of not okay. Boros aggro was a huge thing in this format, and I'm pretty sure this was a really good piece of it. Creature with power 2 or less enters, you buff something. The Surveillance, as I recall, were pretty good, and Gadget Technician was nice. But I'm going to take the Neighborhood Guardian, and let's see if we can end up in a nice, clean, white aggressive deck. I didn't mention this, but if I get, I don't know, like 6 wins or something, 7 wins, I will make Diamond. So that's a nice goal for the draft. Case of the Filch Falcon, I remember, was very disappointing. It does extremely little. It takes a long time to turn into a 4/4. Flourishing Bloomkin was absolutely bonkers. Gets +1/+1 for each forest you control. This card was amazing. When you flip it face up, you get 2 more forests, so it buffs itself, and it's accelerating you. It doesn't fix, but it does accelerate. The thing that I was going to mention is we had a card that does something interacting with the graveyard, removing things from the graveyard. There is the Chalk Outline deck in this format. I'm all over the place because I'm just remembering everything about this format and just talking about it in real time. But there was a Chalk Outline deck, which is this awesome deck that you can build where you take advantage of these. There's Chalk Outline, which when you remove something from the graveyard, you make a 2/2 detective. And then there's the other one that does like plant tokens. It's the black-green card enchantment that when you remove something from the graveyard, like you make a 0/0 plant and then you put a +1/+1 counter on all of your plants. If you get those 2 cards and then a bunch of stuff that leaves the graveyard, you just absolutely go bonkers, and you can make like a million 1/1, 2/2, 3/3, 4/4, etc. plants, or 1/2, 2/3, etc. However, Lockstone Eavesdropper, this is an awesome card. 3/3 for 4. When it enters Investigate, when you draw your second card in a turn, it turns into a 4/4 Vigilance. Really, really good card. Took people a long time to realize that it was a good place to be, and that the whole set wasn't just about Boros aggro. Lockstone Eavesdropper is a very real card. The stats on this card were really good against the aggro deck that was the best archetype. You really don't want to be playing 5 mana cards. Living Conundrum, I love this kind of a card, but it's not actually what you're supposed to be doing. Vengeful Tracker is probably not that bad. 2/2 for 2. Boros. Yeah, it's something. The Gearbane Orangutan, this was during the era when Arena did not yet highlight reach cards. So this thing had secret reach. No one knew it could block flyers, but it totally can. I'm going to take the Vengeful Creeper, which is a card that flips up to destroy an artifact or enchantment. But green is not looking that open. I mean, Lockstone Eavesdropper is a great green card, but I'm not seeing that many green cards. Maybe more black. I do like Bubble Smuggler. We don't have any blue yet, but it's very possible that blue is maybe a little bit more open. I don't want to play Corner Croak, House of Vigil. You really don't want these like 5-mana do-nothing cards. Actually, Pick Your Poison was pretty good, wasn't it? Is this just playable? I think this might just be playable in Best of One. I think there was like a huge discussion about, can you just run this in Best of One? Maybe not. Maybe you don't really want to be playing Pick Your Poison in Best of One. I do think Fairy seems perfectly fine though. 1/4, you can flip it up if you're playing either black or blue. It looks like white has dried up completely. Neighborhood Guardian was a weird card to still be in there. We got that like pick 3 or something, but Fairy Snoop begins to be a signal. That's a good card. And yeah, it does look like blue is a more open color. So I could just take the removal. Spot removal in this format was bad. Burden of Proof is like one of the worst cards in the set, I think. Gives your creature +2/+2, or it turns their creature into a 1/1. It's just not good. Dramatic Accusation is a removal spell. Which one was this? Oh, this card was nutty. So it's a 3/2 for 3. When it or another detective enters, you can loot. So if you have a good number of detectives, Projector Inspector is like one of the best commons in this set. I can't believe I actually took me a while to realize that. I guess I'll take Extracted Confession just to send accurate signals. Auspicious Arrival was okay. Demand Answers is not really where you want to be. Slime Against Humanity is unplayable in draft, but it was like a $3 card at the time, so people would make back their F&M purchase by just picking like 3 of those, or no, you might have to pick like 5 of those, but since they were a common, you could really do something like that. I am surprised to see Furtive Courier still in here. That's certainly a signal, so I'll take that. I'll take the Case, even though we're not going to run it, and I'll take Burden of Proof, another card that we're not going to run. It looks like blue is a little bit more open. I think Izoni was the best card in the format, or very, very close to it. It was one of the best bombs, at least. So when it enters or attacks, you may collect evidence 4. If you do, you make 2 2/1s with Menace and Reach. So instantly, when you play it on turn 6, very likely, you're making 2 2/1s with Menace and Reach in addition to this guy. And remember, I said, so you want to be playing creatures that make more creatures. This was the set where I think Limited Resources came up with the idea of rectangle theory. I'm pretty sure it was this one, or at least that's when I first heard it, where the idea is cards that make more rectangles are good. And spot removal was bad. This was the era when like murder type effects were terrible. So I'll take this. We would like that under City Sewers now that we're a little bit confused about our colors. But it could just be that we're green-black. So I think the Ambusher is not very good at all. I remember Private Eye was a really good Signpost uncommon. But Bite Down on Crime was just a fantastic common removal spell. I remember Bite Down on Crime being so good. So I'm going to maybe set aside... I'm not playing Curse of Filch Falcon. I'm not playing Burden of Proof. I'm not playing Extracted Infection or Neighborhood Guardian. So if you take out all of that noise, I definitely need more creatures. But I will play Bite Down on Crime. I think that's just a really nice one to have. Oh, isn't Sharp-Eyed Rookie pretty good? So it's a 2/2 Vigilance for 2, and a creature you control enters. If its power is greater than this one, you put a counter on this creature and investigate. Okay, it's very good. All right, so we successfully cleared the way to get some good green stuff. So I'll totally play this. Bloomkin you really want to be playing on turn 3. I'd say that's more of a turn 3 card. I wonder if we can play Coercive Kill. I don't actually think it's that good. Forensic Researcher, collect evidence for each type of creature you don't control. I don't think that card's very good either. I'd probably just take the Aftermath Analyst. This is a card that goes in the Chalk Outline deck. But I think it's better than trying to stretch our mana for Coercive Kill. Coercive Kill is probably a more powerful card, but I don't even think Coercive Kill is that good. And Aftermath Analyst is a 2-drop. It can also ramp you. Also, it has greater toughness than Sharp-Eyed Rookie, so it turns that on. What do you do? When it enters, suspect a creature you control. When one or more suspected creatures you control attack, surveil 1. That could be good. Now, I will say Cease is a crucial card in the Chalk Outline deck, but I don't think we're doing the Chalk Outline deck. And yeah, Murder, as I recall, this was the era when you do not want to be playing Murders. So, Cease, yeah. you really only play that in a chalk outline deck, right? So I'll just take the 3/2 that has some board effect. I think that's probably a good thing to be doing. Now there is a chalk outline. I don't really want to do the chalk outline deck, especially when you see chalk outline this late, it's probably not what you're supposed to be doing. Agency Outfitter was pretty good. You look for a magnifying glass and a thinking cap, and then you can put them into your hand. It was a pretty good one. Technically could play Gadget Technician if I want to be blue. And okay, I'm actually going to take Sanitation Automaton. I like the idea of a 2-1 that surveils, or a 2-drop that surveils. Just sounds helpful to me. And we're getting locks on Eavesdropper's pick 7. That's not really supposed to happen. This is a really good card. And Rakish Scoundrel being in the pack reassures me that we're in the right area, the right kind of color combination. Rot Farm Mortipede. I can't remember. I think Airtight Alibi was completely unplayable. But so is Rot Farm Mortipede. So is everything here. So, yeah, I'll just take this as a signal, I guess. None of those cards are cards that I would play. Cerebral Confiscation, Cold Case Cracker, Hotshot Investigators. Maybe I take the Hotshot Investigators just in case I do end up playing some blue. Magnifying Glass, maybe if that Cold Case Cracker, or whatever it was, no, not Cold Case Cracker, the Agency Outfitter, the one that 4/3 flyer for 6 that searches for a magnifying glass and a thinking cap. Maybe if that somehow wheels. I didn't even count if that's possible. Yeah, we're a little bit low on playables. I think we may have to be Sultai. I'm not totally sure what's happening at this draft table, to be honest. Well, I'll take Slice from the Shadows. Again, this is the era when spot removal is not very good, but yeah, could be something. I guess I'll take Hotshot Investigators is a better card. So I don't know. Am I just ignoring signals too much? I got an Izoni and a Massacre Girl, though. I think I'm supposed to be doing this. I think I'm supposed to be doing exactly this. All right, I can take Dramatic Accusation. Put that in my sideboard. World Spine Worm. Can you possibly cast a World Spine Worm? This isn't Cube. It costs 11. Whoops. Sorry, everyone. I'm in a hotel with a bit of a makeshift setup. So apologies if me dropping my mic made a bad sound. I remember Case of a Locked Hothouse was basically unplayable in the format, and yet somehow people would play it and just win. The thing is, if you get to, 7 lands, you just start flipping anything you want off the top of your library. Kind of feel like I'll just take it. I think Ethan of Lords of Limited mentioned, like, it's the kind of card where someone plays it and you're like, ha, I've got this in the bag. And then, like, 3 turns later, you're like, how did I just lose that game so badly? Right, a Fish's Interrogation. I really wanted this to be good, and then it was impossible to do anything here, to do anything with this in draft. Case of the Gorgon's Kiss. Destroy creature with dealt damage this turn. Okay. And then it turns into a 4/4 with Death Touch and Lifelink. Yeah. Could be better than Slice from the Shadows. This is the kind of a card that was really bad in this era of Magic. But I think our other options are also pretty bad. Relive the Past was an awesome card. Return artifact, land, and a non-aura enchantment to the battlefield, and they're 5/5s in addition to their other types. I really wanted to get this off. Huge bucket list item for the format. It's transparently a really bad card, but it's a build around. But it's like an impossible build around, and then someone did get me with it, and in like the very final days of the format. So that was it. They achieved my bucket list item. I would have rather I achieved my bucket list item, but hey, at least someone got to do it. I'll happily take Loxodon on Eavesdropper. I'm just happy about that. I'll take it and be happy about it, and I'm happy. I'm not taking another Gorgon's Kiss. Oh, Forensic Gadgeteer. I can't play you, but you're so powerful. Kind of just want to take Topiary Panther. I don't know. How good is Hard Hitting Question? It's spot removal in a set where spot removal is not good. I kind of just want to play the Topiary Panther. Just hit my lands and beat down. I think Case of the Gorgon's Kiss is so conditional. Dang, the person to my right moved into green, didn't they? Green and maybe even black. To have an untapped creature you control to add 1 of any color. 2 sack to draw a card. And it comes in tapped, though? Oh, that's horrible. I guess I'll just take the combat trick. Wow, and there's an Inside Source in here, a card that I love. I'm not playing Shady Informant. Youch, we just got totally cut. That's really disappointing. I guess I did move into black despite the person next to me. Okay, well, I can definitely take Crowd Control Warden. This card's really good. So I can take that and be happy at least. I can flip it out for double green. That's fine. V2 Ghazi Inspector. This card was, I think, also, yeah, collect evidence. So this was a really important part of the chalk outline deck as well. Are we going to trophy? I don't know. I don't know. We're looking a little short on playables. We're going to try, though. Probably rather have another Topiary Panther than a Snarling Gorehound. I'm not playing any of these other cards. Yeah, okay. I mean, if we reach like turn 5 or whatever, our deck's okay. Cerebral Confiscation for the sideboard, I guess. Thinking Cap. Yeah, we totally got cut. That's too bad. I guess Shady Informant is my most likely next card to play. It's an Airtight Alibi. Technically, I was probably supposed to be green-blue. But I didn't have the opportunity to pick Fixing. And I opened Izoni and Massacre Girl. So I think I did the right thing. I'm going to try Case of the Locked Hothouse, mainly just for the fun, for the meme. I don't think it's any good. Behind the Mask was, I think, the worst card in the format, maybe, or very close to it. So, okay, all right, you know, it is what it is. We'll see how this run treats us. I'm going to clean this up, and we'll see what we have. Okay, I think this is what I'm running with. I mean, good things about the deck. Killer Among Us is Izoni, amazing card. Massacre Girl is quite good. Triple Walks on Eavesdropper, and I have a Bite Down on Crime. I'm trying out the case. I know the case is not good. Okay, don't get on my case about it, but I'm just going to be happy to try. I also do have an Aftermath Analyst to power myself up to the case, so that's my combo. We are running a few clunkers. I'm not sure. I mean, Airtight Alibi, Clandestine Meddler, Toxin Analysis. We definitely have some clunkers in here. And, you know, Double Topiary Panther, the Vengeful Creeper, and the Crowd Control Warden are maybe not the best, but yeah, I mean, you know, there's a good half of our deck and a bad half of our deck, so let's just draw the good half and win. Am I right? All right, folks, we have a game. We immediately see why Fairy Snoop is a bit awkward, but hopefully we'll also see why Flourishing Bloomkin and Killer Among Us are amazing. Okay. All right, the opponent decided to mulligan. They put back one card, and we're on the play. So I'm definitely going to morph this. Hold on. Collect evidence for, and a land becomes a blah, blah, blah. My cheeky opponent seems to be playing the cheeky deck. It does seem that's a chalk outline card. That's a very chalk outline card, and those are chalk outline colors. Snarling Gorehound is another chalk outline card. All right, I see where this is headed. We are getting chalk outlined. We are getting very chalk outlined. So we need to just go fast. We need to go fast. I will take the swamp. I mean, we really want to get forest after that for Flourishing Bloomkin, but I want to be able to flip up my Fairy Snoop. Aftermath Analyst is going to be a good one. I feel like we are going to get off this case. Case is like part of the reason I'm playing it is because I have the Flourishing Bloomkin also. This thing is a nice little ramp card, a little ramp engine, a machine of ramp. Okay, Repeat Offender. That's not a Case of the Locked, or not Case of the Locked Hothouse. That's not a chalk outline card. That is not a chalk outline card. So let's actually do Case and play a land. I don't hate it. It's a silly, silly, silly thing to do. My opponent's like, what does this do again? So if I get 2 lands, I can look at the top card of my library, and I can play lands and cast creature and enchantment spells from the top of my library, and I can play 2 cards from the top of my library. It's interesting to me that they didn't... Oh, when something enters, you surveil. And you have Menace. I do not want to trade, not by a long shot. I really want to draw land, flip my Flourishing Bloomkin. Yeah. And then I solve my case. You don't want to block? They're thinking about it. Hey, maybe they'll block. They're blocking? Okay. That's scary to me. I wonder what they have. +3/+3 trick, probably. probably the +3/+3 trick. All right, I think I'll put this one into play. No, it's not that. Am I getting chalk outlined? Kind of feels like maybe I'm getting chalk outlined. Well, I'll play this mill 3 and then hopefully solve my case. All right, hey, we actually solved Case of the Locked Hothouse. Sorry, it's the end of the day and I'm tired. Talking is hard. Slimy Dual Leech. Ben Werney's most preferred card of Lords of Limited. I think, or maybe I'm flipping that. Maybe it was his most hated card. One or the other. Just block, right? I don't really care about that. Yeah, let's say I block. Who's going to stop me? What does Public Thoroughfare do again? Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Okay. So Izoni, I can collect evidence for many times over. So I'll play a land, play a land. Yeah, this card's a little bit good. I'll play the Eavesdropper off the top. Case of the Locked Hothouse with Flourishing Bloomkin. Yeah, this card's not supposed to be good, by the way. I don't know if you knew, but this card is not supposed to be a good card. Case of the Locked Hothouse. It's supposed to be terrible. That's what everyone always said. I just ripped 2 Lockstone Eavesdroppers off the top, making 2 clues. And got 2 lands off the top. Didn't even have to play my Izoni. That's so funny. That is so funny. All right. The opponent is pondering. I guess I'll just pause while they think. Okay, they let it resolve. Next, in with the Bloomkin. Next, bonk. And end. My hand is Izoni plus Killer Among Us, 2 of the very best cards in the format. Izoni especially. Sack 4 tokens. You can sack the tokens to Surveil 2, draw 2, and gain 2. This card was a little bit pushed, Izoni. Our beautiful elf detective friend. That's what the spiders look like on the right there, I guess. They went this way? You may do that. Yep, you may do that. I think they're digging for chalk outline. Maybe not. Maybe it's just green-black beatdown of some description. Alright, I have to not deck myself. I am going to go ahead and crack this clue. The argument against it would be that they buff the Lockstone Eavesdropper, but when you draw your second card, but I don't think I need that many turns of buffing Lockstone Eavesdroppers. Presumably. I think I'm pretty ahead here. Vengeful Creeper. Oh. When it's turned face up, put X plus almost 1 counters on it. That's kind of cool. Alright, let's do this. Play a land. Crack the clue now, because otherwise these guys will have to tap when they attack, which would just be a disaster. Bonk, bonk. Next, in with the team. Jump block, and then I will flip this. Oh, is this when it... I thought that's when it turns up, face up. Oh, on it. Oh, whoops. I thought it was on target creature. My bad. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, so I just did something completely incoherent and bizarre. Well, you know, I mean, none of us have seen this set in... When did this come out? 3 years ago or something? 2 years ago? 2024, I guess. Or 2023? It's been a while, is the point. It's been a while. No one exactly knows how you're supposed to play all these cards. Yeah, I remember it now, that it's like when the thing crashes in, when the crowd control warding crashes in. Just trying to figure out like what my win is. I guess I'll play the other Eavesdropper, sack the clue so that they can't just block with Dual Leech. Case of the Locked Hothouse is just doing its thing. I know that card is terrible in my brain, but my heart says it's amazing. Bonk, bonk, bonk. I kind of want to play Izoni. What's the point of having Izoni if you don't play him, you know? They might just have a board wipe here. That would be really funny. If they just have the board wipe, then I have to somehow win with Fairy Snoop, Killer Among Us, Vengeful Creeper, and Sanitation Automaton, and a turned on Case of the Locked Hothouse. Okay, thank goodness we're not in that world. Okay, so I have, how many wins do I have to get? I have to get, what is it? 5 wins or 6 wins before I get 1 loss? All right. The march to diamond continues, my friends. The march to diamond continues. I believe we can do it. All right. Let's win some games. Let's win some Magic card games. Now, I don't know if this is quite so good a setup for Case. But we do have a turn 5 Izoni, hopefully. Probably. You really don't want to have Case in your opener. That's the thing. V2 Ghazi Inspector is not a very good card, but it is really good in the Chalk Outline deck where it's just a free collect evidence 6. Make a million giant plants is the idea there. Okay, I don't hate Topiary Panther. It accelerates me into Case of the Locked Hothouse, which apparently is my win condition. Aftermath Analyst is nice because it turns on... Wow, that was awesome. It turns on V2 Ghazi Inspector and Izoni. That was awesome. Plus Topiary Panther helps with both of those. Okay, so you're a 4/4. Oh, that's a little chunky. Well, I will play V2 Ghazi Inspector, collect evidence probably, and then I can still play Izoni, collect evidence. Yeah. All right, so I will remove these 2. Put a counter on, I guess, the Inspector, because I might still sack the Aftermath Analyst. Maybe not, because I don't have any lands in my graveyard, and I'm not sure how they would get there. So the Orangutan attacks for 4, but I can attack for 3. I hold back anything else they attack with. I'm about to play Izoni and make 2 blockers that together would kill the Orangutan. Slice from the Shadows is a nice one. Kind of want to just go Case land, though. It's not the greatest thing I've ever done. I am facing the beat down and I'm responding with silliness, but it ramps me. It makes Slice able to kill the Orangutan. I don't know what this face down card is going to be. I think I will just double block and see what they've got. I have 7 toughness here, so we'll see. I might be foolish, but if it's like a... Okay, Rage, yeah. If it's like a Dog Walker, I would have been happy that I blocked. Okay, so you're going to get a 2/2 at the end of this. I think that's okay. Izoni's going to have a little something to say about that. So what was it? Riftburst Hellion. Oh, I'm glad I got that off the battlefield. Oh my goodness, I think this card was really good. Becomes a human detective with base power and toughness 4/4. It's like a Figure of Destiny. Ugh, but I didn't get my land for Izoni. Painful. Okay, so hold on. It becomes a human detective with base power and toughness 2. Base power toughness 4/4 and gains a vigilance. Okay, I think I want to get rid of this guy. Play my land. 6/6 is good and all, but I really want to kill this 10th district hero before it gets out of control. Aftermath Analyst keeps back the 2/2, and I have enough life that I'm not feeling desperate. I do think I get the other swamp to be able to flip the Fairy Snoop. Yeah, that makes sense. I want to have forests all else equal because of my thing that gets +1/+1 for each forest, but I don't even have that right now, so let's just get rid of this. Oh, unless I have some pump spell, but I think the only red 1-mana combat-related trick is Felonious Rage, so that did work out for us. But anyways, getting rid of the Topiary Panther is good because it accelerates us towards Locked Hot House. What a hard name to say. And because it guarantees that I hit Izoni next turn. So an ideal next turn would be draw land, play Izoni, Due Diligence, +2/+2 in Vigilance until end of turn, and it always has +2/+2 in Vigilance. Oh, I'm just gonna chump. I don't want to go to 4, so I'm just gonna chump. No trample, right? Yep. I'll just jump. That's fine. what's Aftermath Analyst for, if not saving my bacon from a 6/6 rampaging orangutan? And then, yeah, play Izoni. And hopefully, yep, draw land. And let's just try to stabilize. Flip the case, and then hopefully I'm not going to be stuck on... Let's see. Hopefully I'm not going to be stuck on just drawing into pockets of nothingness. Do what I can to keep Izoni alive. It would be wonderful to get to attack with Izoni. Oh, 6/6, you know. I've seen worse cards. I'm just going to double block probably the orangutan. Take the 4. Shock on a 2/1. That's fine. That is fine. So now Izoni attacks, and that creates 2 2/1s, which is as good as having a blocker. I can't play that from the top. Creature and enchantment spells. That's too bad. But it's not like I'm dead to a... Oh, I could have blocked. Because... Oh, no. Izoni has menace. That's what makes Izoni so good. That's part of what makes Izoni so good. What's happening here? Oh, it had to be attacking. Okay. Sure. Sorry, Izoni. Goodbye. All right, well, I'll collect evidence 4. So I get 2 2/1s. Now, one thing I could do is play the... Like, I could shuffle in the Topiary Panther. I kind of want to just play it. Oh, it's a 6/5, not a 6/6. I kind of want to just play it. I don't know if that was foolish. They have been stuck on 4 for a long time. Yeah, I was wondering if they had a really good 5-drop, but I'm not sure this qualifies. When 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, make a red and white spirit creature token. So this is the chalk outline card. Oh, I can play Killer Among Us. But do I want to? I don't think so. I think I want to bite down on crime. I want to do it for the discount. Shooting... whatever. Topiary Panther into Contorius. Just in case they have something here. I don't really know what it could be, but just in case there's something here. Get rid of the 6-drop. Case is looking really bad. I will play this card, and I don't even think I'm going to attack. I have a Case of the Locked Hothouse. I mean, who needs to get in for 8 damage? I don't really want to have to block with all this other stuff. The extra 2 damage doesn't really matter. Presumably. They're not in Fey Flight colors. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Sure. I'll play this off the top. Why not? All right. Put a counter on that. Might as well play the Bloomkin as well. Maybe I can get some lands here. All right. Play a land. Probably just attack with this guy. Bonk. And end. Okay, so Flourishing Bloomkin can shuffle me up, which is nice. Block, block. I don't want to lose the Flourishing Bloomkin, but I don't really care about losing any of that other stuff. The Fairy Snoop. So let's block like this. I wonder if I want to also block with the Bloomkin, though, just to not get some trample trick. But if it's a trample trick that I'm worried about... Now, I wish I knew what was in this format. Okay, I'm just going to offer to trade everything off, because... I'm just going to offer to trade everything off, because I don't know the format. +2/+1. Oh, I remember that card. On the Job. Yeah, I remember that card. Okay, so I lost a Bloomkin and Massacre Girl to that. Well, I think I'm pretty winning on board, so I think I can spare the resources. And Massacre Girl should see all this dying, right? I think Massacre Girl's going to trigger. Does it? I think so, because they have toughness less than 1. Yeah, so I get to draw 2. There's one of my pieces of filler. Lifelink could be quite good, though, for me. All right, you draw a card. Okay. I will play Swamp. I will play Killer Among Us, and I'm going to choose, I don't know, Goblin. Goblin. I'll play this guy. I'll keep that on top. That's fine. I like that card. I'll play this. I will attack for 9. Bonk and bonk. And then you're not in board wipe colors, are you, as far as I know? So I'll play this. Just have a little bit more lethal. MKM is fun. If you like Magic the way that I like Magic, go ahead and click subscribe. If you're already subscribed, tell your friends. Tell your friends that we have fun playing Magic here on this channel. Pyrotechnic Performer. Oh, wow. What if that had killed me? That would have been so cool. What if that had killed me? I remember that card was out of control in that format. Really good card. All right. Just need to get a clean 4 more wins, and then we are in Diamond. So 2 wins, 0 losses. And we're going for another 4 wins to try to pick up Diamond rank. All right. Don't hate this hand. It's a little slow, but Boros aggro was really fast, which was part of what made it so good, because the set overall was so slow. I mean, not so slow, but like the artifacts deck didn't really work because it just took like 1 step too long to come together. What made this green deck really good is that the stats did take over at an appropriately fast part of the game compared to the Boros aggro run you down deck. But usually you would really want to have like one of the 1/3s for 2. Or maybe the Surveyor, worst case scenario. I guess I do have Slice from the Shadows, but you know, I have an amazing 4/5/6 if I survive that long. But Slice from the Shadows is below rate. Like, you're inherently trading 3 mana for their 2/2, 4 mana for their 3/3, etc. So you're trading down on mana. And it's also in a set where spot removal is just not very good. But hopefully with this start, they're not like racing us out of the gate. It looks like they give us enough time to set up our really good stuff. But I'm a little afraid with Scene of the Crime into Public Thoroughfare. Like, is this some kind of 5-color good stuff deck where they're going to crush us if we weren't going to be a fast deck? Oh, I hate this guy. I mean, I have the answer. And I absolutely, if you can kill that guy, you kill him right away. But that card is so strong. This card, Krenko, it just like, it makes infinite goblins. Tap, sack an artifact, put a +1 counter on each goblin you control. When an artifact is put into a graveyard, you may pay 1. If you do, make a 1/1 goblin that gets haste, that you can then buff the next time you have an artifact. It goes with Detective Satchel, exactly. That's exactly the card. That, just looking at that card, if you like look up the win rate on 17 lands, you will not appreciate the sheer terror of facing that guy down. Okay, well, goblins are top of mind for everyone, so I guess I'll go with Merfolk this time. The human is the most opposite of a goblin, so I'm going for the most middle one, given that we were just thinking about goblins. Yeah, this card is just, like, if you have played an artifact deck that really builds around this card, it's a build around, right? And if you've played around an artifact deck that really builds around him, you know the sheer scariness involved. Okay, Sanitation Automaton, I think, is a pretty good one. So first, I attack with everybody. Technically, my Fairy Snoop can flip up. Okay, well, I am going to sack this, just to make it a Colossus. Technically, my Fairy Snoop can flip up a land. I think I want to do that. Izoni now can go off. That's part of what makes that card so good, Killer Among Us. So hopefully you have just seen the demo of what makes Killer Among Us so good. So now that damage has been done, I'm going to do this just to try to turn up a land. Yeah, that's how I have to tap. So I look at the top 2, and I'm going to try to put a land into my hand. Disgusting. Maybe I should have played Sanitation Automaton first. That's too bad. Okay. They'll probably sack an artifact and make a 1/1 blocker. I guess they could counter this. That's fine. I would love to get rid of their counter before I try to resolve an Izoni. Repulsive Mutation, what a card. But for X equals 0. Yeah, this could be anything. This could be huge. Yeah. My opponent's deck is sick. Krenko, Repulsive Mutation, Detective Satchel, and we don't know what this card is, but it's probably good. And I cannot draw land. That's the sad thing about my life. I cannot draw a land. So in with these two. Don't really need to go in with the 1/1. So basically the idea here is if they flip something in block, they could have like a 5/5 for 6 or something that they flip and block, then I'm just going to bite it down. And I have enough to bite it down and also do something with Izoni. Okay. So bite down on crime. The collecting evidence version. Collect 6 in evidence, leaving 4 and then some for Izoni. And then I'm not going to play you. I guess I'd probably just play you. Sharp-Eyed Rookie's not so great here, but I really want to play Izoni as quickly as possible. And that is going to make the Sharp-Eyed Rookie bigger. Technically, I could go... No, these both have power 3, so... Either Lockdown Eavesdropper or V2 Gauzy Inspector would only pump it by 1. No matter what order I play them in. Crocodile for Repulsive Mutation, Krenko. Detective Satchel. One issue here that I see is I think Krenko does need to be in a very dedicated artifacts deck. I don't think it is just like a 5-color good stuff sort of a card. But maybe, I mean, if you're just putting in every good rare and you have like 1 or 2 Detective Satchels, oh, I guess I can see it. I don't know if they're 5-color. They might just be Teamer. But I am looking out for like a board wipe. Double black board wipe. They could play it, right? They do need a creature to filter Scene of the Crime. So they only have 1 of any color, not 2 of any color. This is very important. Very, very important to know. Okay. Kellen, what a card. Holy smokes. My opponent's deck is nutty. And I still cannot draw a land. Very frustrating. I guess I'll collect evidence 6. It does leave enough for Izoni. And it lets me start attacking with Sharp-Eyed Rookie. What does this do again? When it attacks, destroy an artifact and draw cards. So you can just pop your clues. Yeah, okay, so I'll do this. Collect evidence 6. Put the counter on the rookie. 5, 6, leaving enough for Izoni. So the rookie triggers. I need to make these triggers happen in the correct order. Yes, rookie trigger first. This is first. I always get this wrong somehow. To choose resolution order. This must resolve first. Okay. No. Okay, no. Right. It goes on the stack first, then this one resolves. Yeah. Okay. Good. That's how it should be. Then I'll play this. So suspected means menace. So I'll menace up my Fairy Snoop, I think, just to get through a little bit more damage. And then I'm not happy to trade my Sharp-Eyed Rookie, but if you have a pump spell, I think that's okay. I mean, it's not great, but I just want lands, please. I just want lands. Okay. They could have, there's a Death Touch and Lifelink. Double block. Okay, so I get to kill Kellen. Perfectly happy with that. No objections. Put you to 6, kill Kellen. No objections. Okay, Clandestine Meddler did something here. I got to keep my suspected creature. And they have a Steam Core Scholar. This is someone who is just taking advantage of, like, people don't really know the set. Like, people come back to draft it, don't really know the set. And this person just said, you don't know that Kellen is a bomb, Repulsive Mutation is a bomb, Krenko is a bomb, Steam Core Scholar is a bomb. And then, okay, I'll put in some perfectly fine gluey cards like Gravestone Strider. Detective Satchel is a bomb. They just said I'm going to play every single bomb because the people around me don't know what the bombs are here. But we got some bombs too. We just cannot find our lands to be playing them. Technically, I could have kept Flourishing Bloomkin on top. Holy smokes. Please. Where are my lands? Izoni would have been so good 10 turns ago. All right, in with the team. Finally got a land. Finally got a land. In with the team. You go away. It's too late for your kind now. It's too late. I don't want you anymore. You abandoned me when I needed you. Get out of here. So Gravestone Strider, if they suspect I have an Izoni, they could start exiling stuff from my bin, but I have double what I need on Izoni. 3, 4, 5. So let's try to go for lethal. I guess I'll put it on the Gauzy Inspector in case they can bounce it. I'm just going to try to go for lethal. All right, we did it. Ugh, painful game. Just staring at that Izoni the whole time. I would have been a little peeved if they had stabilized while I'm just sitting there looking at an Izoni, but we managed to convert it without playing Izoni, so quite happy about that. And Killer Among Us, they chose the art for my deck correctly because Killer Among Us was the absolute MVP. That's how we got it through. It was that 4/4 Merfolk. All right, on to the next game. All right, I think I need, 3 wins? 3 wins and we're a diamond? 3 wins before, that's if I don't lose at all. I guess I'll keep on the play. 3-drop into a 4-drop into a 4-drop. It's not my dream scenario. But these cards are notoriously good against aggro in this format. Like Lockstone Eavesdropper. Good against aggro. This card's design is a thing of beauty, by the way. Look, he's an elephant, a Loxodon, Elephant Detective. When he enters, you investigate. And what's he doing? Listening to 2 people who are sharing a secret. He's overhearing them. He's an eavesdropper. So he's listening to them. Naturally, what does he do? He gets a clue, right? And then when you draw your second card each turn, so when you cash in that clue, he becomes more powerful and more vigilant. And also, I love the person looking over here. Yeah, love Lockstone Eavesdropper. It's just such a beautiful card. And then the flavor text was really good too. I don't remember what it was, but the flavor text even added to that. Okay, I sensed some hesitation there. Maybe they were thinking about playing a Dogwalker. Maybe they have a Lightning Helix here. Oh, wait, no. Lightning Helix. Wait, yeah. Lightning Helix is in this. Is it in this set? It's in this set, right? I think so. Oh, yeah. This was one of the very best cards in the format. This was one of the very best cards in the format. Okay. We just need to play our hand out, basically. So this guy flips, but I would just Fanatical Strength it to kill a Wojak Investigator. That card is cracked. And my opponent correctly did not block anyways. So correctly. So correctly. Okay, you do not investigate, because I'm just playing out all my cards like a brain genius. Like a true genius of the brain. I'm just putting my cards down and saying, here you go. These are them. These are the cards. It's late, folks. It's late in the night. It's late in the night. I've been on a trip for so many days. All right, play a land. In with the team. Wojak Investigator is best in a very aggressive deck. If they'd played like a 1-drop into a 2-drop into all of this, then they would be investigating every turn, and then the Investigator refills your hand. Obviously, I'm hoping that they block. There's an outside chance that if they block, I don't even play Fanatical Strength. I just play Toxin Analysis. Before the, when card spoilers came out for this set, I made the bold claim to my friends that Toxin Analysis would be a very good common in the format, and it was not. It was not. One of my early failures of card evaluation. Okay. Yeah, they put together a good block here. So do I just flip it? To make it a 5/5. That sounds pretty good. 5/5 is probably a hard stat line for them to contend with. So yeah, they put together a good block, but I think I'll just flip it. I think it's worth doing. It seems like 5/5 is pretty hard for them. And by keeping the cards in my hand, it's not like I'm actually losing, letting them investigate. They kind of just have to keep putting stats on the board, but Fanatical Strength, which by the way is not a good card, not happy to be playing either Fanatical Strength or Toxin Analysis. They're doing their job here though. Hostile Vigilante. It's just so hard for them to block, right? Target creature control of power 2 or less. Gets a counter. Okay, that's just fine. Okay. Case of the Locked Hothouse. Totally useless here. I am actually going to crack this to look like I'm just not be too obvious. Ugh, Should I be playing 18 lands? I mean, come on. What's going on here? Should I be playing 18 lands? I'm just choked on lands every game. Well, what can I say? It's a difficult life. Maybe I don't know. I think it's just that I'm playing like a lot of expensive cards, you know. So this is going to be 8. I could gain Death Touch and Lifelink on something if I want to get some life back. They're going to get to investigate next turn. This is 9. Could be 10, 11, 12 damage. I could do Fanatical Strength plus a Lifelink, and then they don't get to investigate. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Bonk and bonk. Maybe it was. Putting them to 3 and me to something huge, 21. Maybe I should have done that. I don't know. Maybe. Could be. 3 damage to target creature deals 5 damage to it. Okay, well. I'll make this a 6/6. Hold on. Galvanize deals 3 damage. Yeah. I'll make it a 6/6. If you can kill it, then I guess I feel pretty bad. Okay. Are you going to draw your second card? No, okay. I was worried that would mean that they do have a way to kill it. Yeah, very awkward. I don't know. Massacre Girl, the double black is tough. It's not like that big a super bomb, but how often do you get to play with Massacre Girl, the mythic? All right, what have you got? What have you got? Let's see what it is. It's something very complicated. They don't know if this is what they want to do, but they have to think about it. It's something that's not obvious. Not at all obvious. Okay, I'm going to pause and let them think, even though I'll probably miss a little bit of the action. Oh, no, okay, I just had to say that. Okay, let's go in Vigilance. Okay. Pass. All right. So this would be almost lethal. 12. Let's trade the Eavesdropper here for the Vigilante, I guess, and gain some life. No, let's not. Let's make them block my stuff next turn. No, I don't think it works, right? Because concretely, they're attacking for 5 next turn. Dang, I should have gone to 21, shouldn't I? Then they would have killed my Eavesdropper. Maybe not. Maybe this was right. So the idea of taking everything, well, they could just have a shock. Then I'm just dead to shock. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want to just be dead to shock. Leaving yourself just dead to a common sounds pretty bad. I really want to have lifelink, I think. Do I want lifelink? Maybe I don't even do that. Wait, no. Yeah, maybe I don't even do lifelink. Yeah. Let's just trade. You don't have first strike or anything, right? Probably should have checked that before I blocked. Okay. Just trade, go to 4. I'm not dead to shock. And I'm really hard to block, right? My life. What is my life? Alright, in with Crowd Control Warden. They're gonna not block. Maybe they block. Okay. I am gonna give it Death Touch and Lifelink. Only because I really want Lifelink. Because otherwise I'm just dead to Person of Interest. So presumably they did that because they just wanted me to be dead to Person of Interest. Play the Eavesdropper. You have shock. You did have shock. Okay. All right. Hey. Never say my game sense is totally busted, because I successfully played around shock. Now I still need to draw land, I think, in the top 2 to be able to play another Lockstone Eavesdropper to double block their person of interest. Oh, everyone has this card today. You drew 2 creatures? That's so nasty. Where are all my lands hiding? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 non-lands to 5 lands. Yep. It's hard to win a game when that happens. I guess I play Killer Among Us. So one thing I can do, okay, so one option is sack a land or sack a clue, leaving me with 3 lands left. Then I have to draw a land. I have to draw a land if I do that. Otherwise, I'm almost dead on board. Another option, filter the Panther, play a Lockstone Eavesdropper. No, it just has to be Killer Among Us. Unfortunately, it just has to be Killer Among Us. This is so painful. If I had just drawn a land in any of the last, like, 5 turns, I feel like I had a really good chance. I'll choose Goblin this time. Yep, and no attacks. So I'm chumping 10th District Hero. Other creatures you control of indestructible. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. So all your creatures get indestructible now. That's so cool. Massacre Girl would be a nice answer to that, but my 8 swamps, I have 7 swamps hiding in this deck. 7 swamps, 5 forests hiding in here. I have almost a 1 in 2 chance of drawing a land with every draw. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've lost this game. I don't really see how I can get around that. So I need to not just throw away my Goblin. All right, I'm just going to mouse over the human. Just trying to make them think, oh, it's got to be the human. I love a Killer Among Us, and the flavor is so good. Just these 3 creatures arguing about who killed this other human, I guess. This hapless human. Okay. Well, I'll definitely block Innocent Bystander. Again, we cannot just leave ourselves dead. Oh, you can make your stuff have has vigilance. Oh, I should just concede. I actually don't see how I can possibly win this. So all your stuff gets indestructible. Yeah, they got me right. There's no way out of this. I just need to draw land. If you don't draw lands in Magic, you can't play your spells. And if you can't play your spells, you can't win. Oh well, next game. Yeah. That was pretty sad because I was very confident, or pretty darn confident that I was winning. As we see in this terrible hand, it is a curve problem. Like, my curve is awful. Like, and I am playing like Case of the Locked Hothouse, which is a terrible card. So that was dead in my hand. Any 2-drop would have been much better. But that was also a highly implausible amount of not drawing our lands. But that's okay. Each game is a new game. I'll be cycling Topiary Panther for a swamp. Even though Flourishing Bloomkin wants forests. It can get a bunch of those forests itself. And Massacre Girl wants swamps. I guess I'll play the Creeper. Yeah, I guess I'll play the Creeper. Okay, so I can also bite down on crime on this and pay the ward cost next turn. But almost certainly I'm just going to play a Massacre Girl. Oh, they play nothing. Okay. First I'll attack. And then I'm going to play Lockstone Eavesdropper to bait Reasonable Doubt. All right, no Reasonable Doubt. Well, it looks like our opponent might be having a more severe version of what happened to us last game. They got stuck on 3. Which is definitely a shame. Okay, so this flips for 6 and can destroy the dramatic accusation. Yeah, let's just play Massacre Girl while we can. She's a known killer. This card's just bonkers. So creatures deal damage in the form of -1/-1, which means Bite Down on Crime will cause Massacre Girl to draw me a card. So I'll play this. Bite Down on Crime. Biting down on crime on the cadaver is not the best, is it? But I'll go in with Massacre Girl. And hold up Airtight Alibi. Okay. Okay. I'll alibi her. Giving her 6 toughness. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, what goes around comes around. That was a much worse Mana Sphere than I got. To be sure, that was much worse than I got. My curve really is not very good, I guess. Yeah, I guess my curve's just not very good. That's okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this cannot be kept. No, this cannot be kept. Sanitation Automaton into a morph. Yeah, I don't hate it. I do want another green to flip up that Crowd Control Warden. Airtight Alibi is something. This guy looks scary. Little green guy with a knife. I don't even know what character that is in Magic cards. But it looks scary. Yeah, and then, hey, can Clandestine Meddler giving me more Surveil. I'll definitely pitch this Aftermath Analyst. Don't really want another 3-drop. I would like lands or big creatures. Really lands and then big creatures is what I want. Lazav. Everyone has a Lazav today. Okay, but that's fine. We got our land. Now we're just looking for things to do with mana. Surveil. Put the land in the bin. I'm hoping to see more where that came from. And not need that particular one. So they can take my 1/3 and turn Lazav into a copy of the 1/3. Ooh, Grixis. That's cool. That is cool. In my head, the fact that they're, not to like comment on my opponent's rating or something, but in my head, the fact that they're bronze, I'm just headcanoning that this person is like a super fan of MKM. And when MKM, they like haven't drafted in 2 years. And then when MKM came back, they're like all over it. Firing up Arena. They're like, yeah, I get to play my favorite Grixis deck again. That's my belief. They're just like a wholesome MKM fan. All right, I'll Surveil. Toxin Analysis can go straight in the bin. I'm just looking for good stuff. If they block Clandestine Meddler, I will Airtight Alibi. Just eat that Meddler. It's not the best turn of Magic cards anyone's ever played, but no, you know, we're pushing damage, and that was a 1-for-1. Yeah, my card still sticks around, so that was probably the kind of best case scenario for Airtight Alibi. Holds back Lazav. They can exile their Crime Stopper sprite and then turn Lazav into a copy of it, but it's an enters trigger, which they won't get if they do that. Crowd Control Warden, so when it enters, it does get a zillion counters, so I probably next turn just play Crowd Control Warden and then attack. Clandestine Meddler has been sweet. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's a great card, but it's been totally sweet. The 2 toughness is really tough. Like the fact that it dies to Shock, for example, is really tough for that card. Oh, okay. Knife. Can you equip it? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just going to do this first. Oh, I have to pay white mana. That's so funny. I have to pay white mana for that. Did not think about that somehow. I'll keep Slice, yeah. Slice could be good here. I totally forgot that that costs white mana. I was like, oh, I can just play it, right? No. And that, by the way, is like a really cool design from this set. the fact that you can like play disguise cards off color, but it's harder because you have to do them on the disguise, not on casting, and also you have to have double pip instead of just one. Okay, murder. Yep. Ugh, no more surveilling for me, unfortunately. Okay, I hope you equip your knife. Yeah, do it. Do it, do it, do it. So this guy stays menacey. That's pretty good. All right. Lazav attacks. There's nothing too scary in the bin. Clandestine Meddler, yep. You can make a Clandestine Meddler. Okay, so do I want to kill Lazav, or do I want to... So this will be 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, putting it to 2 just sounds good to me. So I must flip this before damage. Don't make that mistake. All right, 7. And now hold the swamp because there's that exile. The card that makes you exile something from your hand. But I think they have to do some pretty fancy footwork here, right? I have 2 lethal attackers, one of which has menace, and I have a removal spell. And the discard 1 will not get rid of my removal spell. I mean, they could have a collective whatever, like destroy all creatures. They have that mana. That's just a rare, so you do see it with some frequency in this set. Killing crowd control warden, it looks like. Spot control on the warden. Puts it on the top or bottom. It can go on top. It's a little slow, but it can go on top. And now you also have a shock or something for sanitation automaton. Okay. Because next turn, oh, I don't quite have enough to slice from the shadows and play the crowd control warden. But I think top is correct. This seems like I win, right? I'm not sure. You make it a clandestine meddler. Yeah, but I have a menace card. I think you already played your land for the turn. Okay. GG. We beat the world's biggest MKM enthusiast. That's what I choose to believe. That's what I choose to believe. All right, what's our standing right now? What is our standing right now? 4 wins or 5 wins? 5 wins. That's risky because I believe... Okay, let's check our stat. Platinum. Oh, I actually have to... In this draft... Okay, folks. This is high stakes magic. The only way for me to hit diamond in this draft is to win both of the next games. Because if I drop 1 game, then I'm going to need 3 wins to get to diamond. And then even if I trophy, I'll be 1 pip away. So I have to win both games. These are must-win games for me. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do a whole other draft just to hit diamond. I think this is a good start. Yep, this is a good hand. Sanitation Automaton to find our 3rd land. 3rd land plays Flourishing Bloomkin. Total tongue twister, by the way. Amazing card, total tongue twister. Hopefully then we find a 4th for the Eavesdropper. If we can find 5, then we ramp, play Izoni. We have Bite Down for any threats that they have. And I've just solved the whole game for us. So now our opponent just has to do nothing. And every opponent has... I'm not playing the same people over and over again, am I? Am I? Everyone has Lazav. Every opponent is playing Lazav. Do I want a Sharp-Eyed Rookie? Yeah, that's a pretty sweet double spell. Sharp-Eyed Rookie plus Bite Down. But then I do need something in the bin. Turn 3, let's think concretely. Turn 3, Flourishing Bloomkin. Turn 4, locks it on Eavesdropper. Oh, if I put it in the bin, then Lazav can turn into a Sharp-Eyed Rookie. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, I don't like that. Wow, Lazav. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. I mean, that's brutal. Okay. Eavesdropper and Swamp, I guess. Brutal. And then they attack and exile the Eavesdropper. Wow. Good use of Cerebral Confiscation by the opponent. Very good use. Yeah. Wow. Tough stuff. Okay. I'll play the Bloomkin. Even if both of these go to the bin, I don't have enough to bite down. I still need to draw another land. Okay. So I'm not going to be blocking. I don't want to lose my Bloomkin either. Wow. Great play by the opponent. They have another Cerebral Confiscation. That's so cool of them. I guess it's like that. If they can exile my Izoni, I must get Bite Down on Crime mana. I do not want to give them Izoni. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. I'm just going to keep it. Okay. Wow. I'm honestly sick of facing Lazov. Like, every opponent has this exact card. It's a bit much for me. The idea that every opponent gets this card is a bit much for me. Kind of just want to play someone who's not playing Lazov. Is this the third match that I faced Lazov or the fourth? It feels like the fourth, but I think the other one might have been, I did one MKM draft recently, semi-recently. I think that might have been the Lazov draft. But I feel like I faced Lazov half of the games, half of the MKM games I've played. Just about half of the MKM games that I've played. And for me, I'd say it's enough already. I can't even, like, Izoni is not doing anything here. Are you going to murder my Bloomkin? That would be annoying. That would be annoying. Okay. Resolve. And then drag the canal. Make it 2/2. I remember this card was horrible. Drag the canal. I always wanted it to be good, though. Gain 2, surveil 2, then investigate. It was, like, so conditional. And this is only a 3/3. So funny. Yeah. And, Lazov is just shutting down my Izoni completely. They're blocking? And then Death Touch and... Oh, they're remembering that it was a 2/2. But I searched for a forest, so... Oh, if I can get Flourishing Bloomkin... No, I was going to say if I can get it in my graveyard on my turn, then I get to play Izoni, but it's not true because they're about to exile something. No, they're not, because that's a Lockstone Eavesdropper. Okay. So if Flourishing Bloomkin can die on my turn... Then I get to Izoni it up. All right, do I even play the land? Maybe I just play this. Kind of like playing the land because it buffs it. If they do play the 1/1 that exiles Izoni from my hand, I mean, then they're a gamer and good for them. All right, time to stop it. It's time to stop taking this Lazov. Their deck has been one card, Lazov. I mean, the Cerebral Confiscations did a lot of work. You got so many good cards. But the only threat to my life total has been Lazov, so. So hopefully, if they just kill a bunch of stuff here, target creature gets -4/-4. Okay, and then Lazov is going to exile something. Nope, they're going to turn it into a thing. Okay, all right. We finally get to play Izoni, at least. At least I think we get to play Izoni. So that is very good for us. Do I even block? No. I don't want to. I'll take it. All right, Izoni time. What a painful game this has been. Extremely, extremely painful. All right, I get my 2/2/1s next. No attacks end. That Lazov. When a creature leaves your graveyard, they drain. You can drain me for 2 now. And you killed Izoni. Is their deck good or is their deck just Lazov? I can't tell. I actually can't even tell anymore. You get to turn it into an Izoni, but you don't get the attack trigger, so I'm not so worried about that. Okay. Just kill that. Yeah, it was an unanswered Lazov. Lazov backed up by double Cerebral Confiscation is... It's a nasty card. That's a nasty card. That's what we're learning today, folks. That's what we're learning today. All right, what haven't I chosen so far? Human. No attacks end. All right, let's see what you've got that's not Lazov. Do you have other creatures in your deck? So far, it's just been Lazov. That's the only creature that we've seen this whole game. I just couldn't answer it because they made me discard all of my answers to it. They're playing a creatures leave your graveyard deck, apparently. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay. All right, so first let's play this face down. No, do I? It is just when it turns face up, right? Okay, so I'd better play it face down. Even though they could drain me for some, I'd better play it face down. Next, in with the human. It's obviously showing what it is, but all right. So they want the Rot Farm Mortipede to go off. Apparently, that's what I'm learning. Play this. Well, they only have one creature in their graveyard, so I can only get drained once. This is for the Chalk Outline deck, by the way. The Chalk Outline deck that I was talking about. That's very much a Chalk Outline card. Polygraph Orb. What? This card. Collect Evidence 3. Each opponent loses 3 life. Unless they discard a card or sacrifice a creature. That's the thing. It looks really scary, and then you're like, oh, it actually doesn't even do the thing. and you lose 2 life. I remember Marshall of LR talking about reading this card and just trying to understand what could possibly, like, why it could possibly need to have the downside at the beginning. Because it just gives you the out. And by the way, did they not take the creature out of their bin? So if they'd done that, I would be a lot closer to dead, right? So do I crack the clue from the eavesdropper? I think so, even though it means I'm not going to get +1 in vigilance. No, I don't think so. I think I need to flip the 5/5 because they're representing 2 damage here. If I flip the 5/5 though, yeah, I just have to, right? Attack, attack. Gorehound surveils. So they can sneak in a damage if I do this. They can sneak in multiple damage if I do this. But if you also get menace, this is going to be a tight game. I really want to get rid of Soul Enervation, but they only have 1 creature in their graveyard, so maybe I actually don't even care about that. Maybe I actually don't even care about the whole creatures leaving the graveyard thing, because they would have to get a creature into their graveyard, and they didn't seem eager to do that last turn. I'm going to attack with just the 2/2. Okay, that gets rid of a menace creature, so let's just flip this right now and get rid of the thing that would drain me, because I'm really worried about this potential drain win condition. That seems kind of scary. Now they have to remove 4 creatures. They could trigger the drain twice with Polygraph Orb by removing Snarling Gorehound plus Lazov. I don't know. Maybe I still just die to this whole drain thing. Because they can drain twice, and then they can drain me again when the Mortipede dies, and then if 1 more creature dies... Oh, is this 1 or more creatures? 1 or more creatures, so you don't get credit for both parts of the collecting evidence. Oh, but they can just do it 2 separate ways. Okay, I see. In 2 separate acts. Okay, I will sacrifice a 1/1. The fact that this lets me decide to just sack a 1/1. Okay, well, if they have a removal spell, I actually die here. That's the embarrassing thing. That's the embarrassing thing. I would feel perfectly good about this game, except that now they can drain me 1. I would feel perfectly good about this game, except that Lazov just basically killed me all in one go. Somehow I'm still at 2 HP though, which I'm happy about. They're at 18? How am I going to deal 18 damage? How am I going to deal 18 damage? They're at 18? No way. Yeah, so I just lose, right? Because they just collect evidence. They like block with their Gorehound. Oh, they can't block, but wow. I'm not gonna get to diamond because of Polygraph Orb. No, it's because I just couldn't check that Lazov. I had the removal spell in my hand. The real thing that killed me was the double Cerebral Confiscation. I got like double Hymn to Toract. That's what happened to me. It's the double Hymn to Toract. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and play this out. I did lose to some of the very worst cards in the set there, but really, I was like a dead person walking after that Lazov. Just did so much brutality to me. I was stuck off of playing my Izoni because it kept exiling stuff from my graveyard. So yeah, pretty sad to lose to Polygraph Orb, but it's not really the Polygraph Orb that killed me. It's the fact that they took all of the removal out of my hand when they had a Lazov, and Lazov is a good enough card. It's not even like a bomb. It's just a good enough card that if I can't kill it, if you destroy all of my removal, then yes, it can take over a game all on its own. They just put me straight into top deck mode. Maybe I could have lined up better blocks somehow, but we were basically stable. The only issue is the draining enchantments. I think we would beat them like 7 games out of 10, but we don't have 7 games out of 10. We have best of 1. And who knows? So the deck that got stuck on 3 lands, maybe they would beat me 7 games out of 10. Very, very possibly. So sucks that we don't get to hit diamond today, but well, we can get 1 pip away from diamond, and then the next time I draft, I'll get there. Well, that's horrible. I guess this is the game where our luck runs out. I'll just get rid of that card. Dang, I mean, this is going to be a really brutal way to lose the draft. If I'm at 5 wins, just needing 2 wins to hit diamond and trophy, and I hit a Lazov that I just can't deal with for 10 minutes and then get stuck on Lance. But I guess we're not dead yet. I now get to surveil. I will keep the land. I am playing the meme silly case, so that's definitely a self-inflicted injury. When it attacks, draw a card and discard a card. Okay, they fixed their mana. Snap block, obviously. It's just no reason not to. It's a clear snap block. All right, took care of that card. In for 2. Okay, now my opponent can laugh and feel smug if I play the case. I guess I will do... I kind of want to do Fairy Snoop, honestly. It's a little bit less damage. No, I want to do Crowd Control Warden, because if I can flip it, I'm just kind of taking over the game. If I can get a land and flip it, I'm just, you know, cruising. Okay, sure. Izoni. All right, I'll attack with the Automaton, because their thing can't block. And then I guess I play Fairy Snoop and just try to hit enough lands for Izoni plus Case. I have lots of stuff to do with lands. I don't have lands, but I have lots of stuff to do with lands. All right, no blocks. I don't think there's any reason to block here. Makes sense that they would attack. Their card can't block. Okay, I'm just desperate for lands. I'm just desperate for lands, so let's find one. I guess I could have attacked first, but I guess I should have attacked first, yeah, to get the extra damage. No, because I can just hold back Fairy Snoop, honestly. Wow. Okay, well, I have a 1/3 blocker. This thing can't block, right? Yeah, okay, so I just attack. And then I'll play my 1/3 blocker. Okay, I mean, Out Cold is a little annoying, but there's a reason it's not a very good card. It doesn't extend board presence, and in the long run, I still have a Crowd Control Warden that they have to deal with. Some pretty good cards exiled there. All right, take it because of Menace, obviously. You play another Person of Interest, sure. Sure. Oh, Massacre Girl, that's a cool one. I'll play it first. No, you top decked Reasonable Doubt? No, okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness. And then this has to attack. So even if they kill Massacre Girl, okay, sure. It gets unsuspected. Okay, I see. And then you can block it. Death Touch doesn't do anything. Rats. Okay. Even if they kill Massacre Girl, I have Toxin Analysis. Yeah, this card's sweet. Wow, they really shut these cards down so much. Are you serious? And now I take 8. Okay. Yep. Sure. All right. If I can get a land, I can play Izoni, and I'm really happy. Okay. Making a 4/4. Okay. I understand. I'm pretty tilted. I'm tilted. Okay, Case of Locked Hothouse is stupid. Like, it's silly that I'm playing it, but I guess my curve is just not good today. That's the issue. The issue is my curve is no good. What do I even do? Like, okay, Case is like a silly meme joke. Probably I flip Aftermath Analyst. Probably what I do is block something. I can't even like flip the 5/5 and play Toxin Analysis. Maybe I do just play Killer Among Us. Trade a 2/2 for a 1/1. Just do some trades basically. Trade my 4/4 off. It's so sad. Okay, I'll name Goblin this time, I guess. Well, let's see what they draw. If it's something good, I'm toast. But let's see. I mean, the reason that I'm feeling so stuck on lands, obviously Case is a silly card to play, but the reason I'm feeling so stuck on lands is that my curve is not good. So that is something for me to keep in mind. But it was good enough to like cruise to victory in a bunch of different games. So you're gonna get chumped. I'll double block something. And take 4 and die to shock. Sounds pretty bad. So yeah, I'll just block this and not die to shock, hopefully. Something like that. Something like that. Oh, could I give one of their, if they had a goblin that's attacking, could I give it? No, it needs to be a token. If they had a goblin token, it would work. That's pretty funny. If they had the 3/3 that makes goblin tokens, it would work. Okay, so I do have a huge lifelink spell. If I can get Toxin Analysis off. At least Killer Among Us made some blockers, right? And Wither is going to shrink these threats. Let's see what you've got. Nothing. Okay. All right, I do draw some lands, hopefully, maybe? Can I, please? All right, there are my lands. There are my lands. Don't mind if I do draw some lands. And a face down card. Okay. All right. Play this. I could play the Inspector. Collect evidence, gain life. That sounds good, right? And then play Case, but I don't get to play the extra land. I think that's probably good. I think gaining life is good. But I don't have Toxin Analysis up if I do that. But I do have a reach creature. Yeah, let's do that one. I feel very vulnerable playing Izoni onto this board. All right, I'll put this away. I mean, Izoni's really good because it makes so many blockers, but I'm really worried about like double shock or something just, you know, grotesque happening to me here. So maybe I put this on Aftermath Analyst could be a good one. Unfortunately, I cannot solve Case this turn, but I will just cast it. I solve it at the end of next turn. Oh, no, it lets me play the extra land. I thought that I could. That's right. I thought that I could solve it this turn, and I was correct. Okay, good, good, good. Yep. Yep, I thought that I could, and then I talked myself out of it. Yeah, that's what I thought this would be. The 3/2 that makes it 1/1, which is part of why I wanted the reach creature. I mean, Izoni is also a reach creature, but we're at 6. That's what really matters. Like, double shock would just be such a depressing end to this game. We can still trophy, folks. We can still trophy. It's a tight match, but we can still trophy. It can happen. We just have to pull out of this situation. We have a solved case. We're holding Izoni. We have a lifelink trick. We're at enough life that I'm hopefully not just dying right here, right now. Basically, the 4/4 can block the 3/3. Aftermath Analyst can block Gadget Technician. V2 Gazi Inspector can block the 1/1. This can block the 1/1. I take 2, but I would kill their whole board. And draw a bunch. And I have a lifelink trick if need be. It does seem that they have some utility. They've got some options here. +1/+1 and something. Okay. Pass. Okay. All right. This doesn't look like a I'm about to kill you attack. Fingers crossed, but it doesn't look like it. What I'll do is I'll probably just block with V2 Gazi Inspector and then Toxin Analysis it. Or maybe Aftermath Analyst and then Toxin Analysis it, honestly. That might be the move. Okay. All right. Well, bold. Okay, so now I will do you block here, you block here. You can block here, and you block there. And then I'm going to Toxin Analysis, Aftermath Analyst, hopefully gain 2. See what happens. Pass. Bonk, 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 bonk. Take 2, gain 2, go back to 6. Draw, draw, draw. We have a solved case. We have an Izoni. Draw, draw, draw. Alibi's pretty nice, actually. Let's see what they've got. Pretty much no matter what it is, we can probably bite it down. I'm going to have a lot of power to do that with. I'm going to have a lot of power. All right, I'm going to pause the opponent's thinking. Okay, I think our opponent has graciously closed their client and abandoned the match, which instantly untilted me because the silliness of it makes me realize the silliness of it, if you know what I mean. So I don't want to just take it for granted that I win, though, because they could always come back and just beat me. So let's do maybe Vengeful Creeper into just trying to find a line that's like really safe. Vengeful Creeper into Bite Down. And then I'm holding up the Toxic Alibi. Let's see, I need to add up to 6. So hard when there's math involved in Magic. Right, add up to 6, get rid of that guy. Just trying to be really, really safe here. Draw a card. Try not to deck myself too, I guess. Oh, well, okay, I'll take another land. Fine. Fine. If you insist. All right, now we'll pause. Well, they probably just tick down to 0. Okay, after a few minutes of waiting, we won. So now we have 2 more ticks to get to Diamond, but only 1 more win to get to Trophy. Yep, we're at 6 wins, 2 losses, unfortunately. So this last game is going to determine whether we trophy or only get 6 wins. A tantalizing 6 wins in this MKM draft. I would go back and try to improve my curve a little bit, because obviously we have lots of evidence now that my curve is like not working out great. But I think the fundamental problem is that I was taking black cards because I saw Izoni and Massacre Girl, but really green-blue was what was open. But the rewards were better in green-black. I think I made the right decision. And I think I also made the right decision not to go Sultai, even though I'm unlimited splash and I love splashing. I think I made the right choice not to just go Sultai, because I didn't have any fixing. I would have had, like, taking the green-blue land, or the blue-black land, I mean, I probably would have had to not pick Izoni, if I'm remembering correctly. It was something like that, where it's like the whole reason to go that extra color was up against the facilitator for going that extra color. So I think I was right to pick 2 colors, and I think I was right to pick green-black. But it definitely leaves us with a clunky situation because someone was taking like cheap black creatures. Like any black 2-drop that I would have had, I think was taken out of a lot of those packs before I saw them. But okay, all right. We have our last game. And let's try to win it and just be 1 tick away from diamond. That would be nice. I've said this before, but I would love to hit Mythic by the time Lorwyn comes out because I love Lorwyn. Played a ton of Lorwyn when original Lorwyn came out. I didn't draft very much yet in those days, or I might have been just after my drafting days. No, I guess it was just before when I really started drafting, like Shards of Alara, that kind of thing. But I'm gonna definitely bin that. But I played a lot of Kitchen Table Magic in original Lorwyn, and I would love to just have some good tough games. So are they gonna put a counter on this and suspect it, make it unblockable? Ugh, I now hate Cerebral Confiscation. I now have a deep hatred for this card. It's not actually that good. They're gonna get, they pay the thing, and Marshall from LR talks about this a lot. The thing that makes this kind of card not that good is they have to sink the mana into it. So they spent their turn 3 trading one of their cards for my best card. Now I'm going to take this trade in resources because now I have 6 cards and they have 4 cards. And I'm about to start curving out. They unfortunately know what all of my stuff is. I guess I'll play the Warden first. So they had to spend their whole turn doing that. That's why that kind of card is not that good. Target player discards 2 cards can be good. It can be good. I don't know. Is Cerebral Confiscation actually good in this set? I'm going to look it up on 17 lands right after. My intuition or my recollection is it's not playable. But if you have 2 of them in your opener, like my opponent in that Lazov game did, that's obviously good. I mean, you know, it's really hard to argue with success. I don't know if I'm going to offer this trade. Kind of like my Crowd Control Warden. I like the fact that I can start flipping it up next turn. So let's just go Locks It On, no attacks and end. My opponent may be stuck. No, they're not stuck. But I don't know. Are they mono black? That would be interesting. Probably not, but they could be. So we have 2 options next turn. Probably what I'm going to do next turn is just attack with both. Oh, I'll take this. It's not the... you would want to block if it's the Crocodile. I don't know what else it could be. Whatever it is, I'll take it. Snap, take. There's the green-black one that gives something indestructible, I think. I guess I have to keep that in mind. I don't remember what the other ones do. I don't remember what other black-based morphs there are. I mean, this could be anything, actually, right? Because we don't know what their other color is. This could be a dual morph of 2 other colors. Okay. Play the forest. All clandestine metal. Suspect this guy. So what I was saying is I could attack, then flip it if they blocked. And if they don't block, play clandestine metal and flip the clue. Don't really want this land. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I want exactly the 6th land and no more. Because I don't even have to spend a turn drawing it. So yeah, maybe that's for the best. Because 6 mana turns on Topiary Panther next turn, and it allows me to flip Vengeful Creeper. So I think that's an important amount of mana for me. I think it's really hard for them to block. I'm just going to guess that they cannot... Oh, that's annoying. Sure. I'm just going to guess that they cannot flip this card. That it's like in some other color. Well, people are loving Cerebral Confiscation today, but we've seen opponents who are drawing it in the early game. But the thing is, if they were drawing it in the late game, it would be a completely dead card, and it's not affecting the fact that I'm winning on the board, and I can just top deck Killer Among Us and play that. So if you block, I'll take the free card. I'll flip my guy. Otherwise, I'll just play Locks On Eavesdropper. Okay, you can block that. In that case, I'm going to play the Eavesdropper because my intuition says they're just playing another Cerebral Confiscation. When it deals damage, you'll play your gain 1 and Servile 1. I don't remember this card at all. Basilica Stalker. Okay. That does not seem good. 6 mana for a 3/4 flyer. It can't be good. I mean, I guess the idea is you never play it for the full cost. kind of like I'm doing with Crowd Control Warden, but I don't think that's a good card. What is this? You bring back 2 cards. Yeah, see what I'm saying about like this whole set was about you play to the board. If you're like doing a bunch of like windmilling stuff and whatever, and I've just landed like a 3/3 and let's do Merfolk this time. I've just landed like a 3/3 and this guy's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 8. You have to be like putting pieces of cardboard on the board. So that's very important in MKM if you're drafting it. Killer Among Us is good because it's so many cardboard. That's why the rectangle theory is so important. That's why rectangle theory is so important. Shout out to Lords of Limited. All right, in with all these guys. I will sack this and put this here. I will flip this guy, and we are getting our trophy. Very good. Okay. I feel diminished by my failure to hit diamond by 1 pip. And frustrated that it was that Lazov game that did it. But I'm very happy with the trophy. I'll take this trophy, polish it, put it on my mantle. MKM is a fine set. If you'd like to see more MKM, please comment below. If you would prefer that I go back to drafting Avatar or drafting Cube, please comment below. Either way, please subscribe and tell your friends. And I hope that you have tons of fun playing Magic, everyone. And don't be afraid to splash.